Hey there. Today I'm going to talk about from a guy's point of view, what abortion looks like and how it actually feels for them to lose their child. Um, like in today's world, we talk about how abortion is empowerment, and to an extent, you're right, but it also causes a few other things as well. Um, like it just kind of raises a question, like, how do you think a guy would look at you if you kill their own baby? Okay, I know it's going to be a little bit hard for a lot of people to wrap their minds around, but imagine, say, your husband went to the store and your toddler was there, and maybe he's like a police officer, and then he recognized a criminal that he was hunting down, and then he decided to chase after that criminal while the toddler's in the car, and the toddler ends up not surviving. How do you think you would look at that person? So something very similar happens with men, when you end up killing their child and there's not that consensus. This idea that only women get to choose, and they can even kill their baby even when it's like 9 months old. Like, you guys have to really just step outside of that little whatever it is going on in your head and just really think about it for a second. Um, yeah, it's like, I'm gonna tell you, like, your relationship is not gonna be the same again. It's sort of like, imagine you're about to sleep with someone, okay, and you're not sure if that person's could really hurt you. Because there's that element of safety that has to be there in order for two people to want to sleep with each other, right? And from the guy's perspective, it's almost like, you're hiding some kind of weapon, something sharp, or maybe like a gunpowder underneath the pillow. Like, the guy is not going to feel very safe, especially, with our entire organ, with our entire system pretty much hanging right between our legs. Um, it's just that kind of visceral feeling that a guy will get every time afterwards. Like, essentially, if they do continue the relationship, it's just going to be just going through the motions. It's not going to be anything real, and it will eventually just fizzle out, and you guys will just end up breaking up, or it will just be like a childless have relationship. Like, none of that is healthy. Like, whatever power you feel, okay, whatever win for the sisterhood, whatever sisterhood or this community thing that you feel, all that is going to be outweighed by the fact that you've essentially just completely destroyed your relationship for good, just absolutely for good. um Again, this is kind of stuff that's really hard to put out because it's such an emotional thing, and most guys would not even be able to tell you even 1% of what I just told you right now. um and I'm going to repeat myself a little bit just so that it really sinks in, like, what you're actually doing. Okay. And like in my religion too, like, abortion is allowed, but that's only up to 120 days after conception, after which the soul passes through into the body. And after that, only if in extreme, extreme, extraordinary cases would it be allowed to try to remove the child from the womb. But you would try to save both the mother and the child at that point. Um, and if you can't save both, then but anyways, and even in the cases when abortion is allowed, that's usually if the person's been impregnated against their will. There's a certain word I'm not going to use, certain R word, or if for the life of the mother, or if there's like anomalies with the fetus where they would be suffering for the rest of their life. It'd be in those type of cases. In today's world, it's just straight up vanity. It's just straight up vanity. And if you're planning on not having kids with someone, or just not planning on not having kids at all, then why are you even sleeping with them? Like, why do you think guys, like, what kind of a guy do you have to be to put some plastic on your thing and just sleep with a girl? Like, if if it's like not 100% clear that both people want to have kids, then don't sleep with each other. Um, and another thing too, if you're going to make decisions like that, unless the conception was through coercion or violence, like the R word, you, the two people need to have a consensus on that. And another thing too is like, what was it I was gonna say? Um, Kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Um, Saying something about consensus. Oh yeah, you might make the argument that it's the woman who carries the child and everything. While that is true, but in most cases, there's some man that is providing the lifestyle that is allowing the woman to even safely be pregnant in the first place without starving or anything like that. And that usually almost always falls on the husband or the boyfriend. Or maybe it's just the kind of world that we live in, where we have uh in this kind of first world type of world where people are don't really starve to death because there's always some way or form for someone to get food and shelter. So, and like with basic infrastructure running, which are all powered by men mostly. So in some way, shape, or form, there is some guy that is actively allowing the pregnancy to carry on without both the mother and the child dying. Um, so if you're going to argue that, oh, it's, yeah, I get it, it's going to be painful for the mother to carry the child and especially give birth to the child. Um, and I'm not a guy, so I cannot even begin to imagine the sheer level of pain, especially if the woman is kind of on the smaller side. With bigger women, they can have babies like it's nothing, but that's a separate discussion for another time. And there's a reason why I would prefer women who are like a bit on the taller side. You don't want to. I don't want to feel the pain of losing a loved one. Um, Obviously, and there's a certain thrill with someone who's taller than you and stuff. Um, so obviously, and of course, like, it kind of minimizes the hospital bills and everything. Um, so sure, the woman is the one who's kind of going to the labor and everything, but I would say the guy most likely is the one kind of paying the bills and everything and doing the work, um and even if he's like not like, just even from the emotional side of it, um it's just a better idea for both people to have a consensus, and preferably only have sex with people only have sex when you're um wanting to actually have a kid, and only have sex with the people that you want to actually have a kid with. And if you don't have genuine desire for your husband or boyfriend, that's a separate problem that has to be tackled. That's again beyond the scope of this conversation here. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all you know that I really have to say. But other than that, I guess I'm out for now, and I'll see you on the next one.